This is Chris Bayaki with Resolute Philanthropy, and today I want to talk about community. Um, Community is such an important part of the fundraising operations. It's such an important part of how we approach donor communication. And it's not only important in fundraising, it's important to pretty much any kind of storytelling you want to point to. And by way of example, I was thinking the other day about some of my favorite TV shows like Mad Men, which I rewatch all the time, Deadwood, which I rewatched just just finished a rewatch yesterday. Um, Star Trek, any of the Star Trek shows from Next Gen all the way to Strange New Worlds, these stories all have community kind of baked in them, whether it's a community around work or that kind of found family idea, whether it's a community, a physical, literal community that's being created and developed, or whether it's a community based on shared vision and shared values. These are stories that keep drawing us back. They're certainly stories that keep drawing me back because we want community. We want to be in community. We are eager for it. We are looking for it. And so much of the way society is built today, it's keeping us isolated. It's keeping us away from community. So if we if we accept the fact that community is really important, then the question becomes, how can we really ensure that we're working with our donors and communicating with our donors in a way that really speaks to community? So there's a few things you can do to kind of get a pulse read on your community building efforts. One is to take a look at your communications to and with your donors. This is standard advice, but it bears repeating. If the only thing you're doing with your donors is asking them for money, then that's not really building a good relationship, right? We don't stay friends with people if the only time they talk to us is when they need something, right? That person usually does not stay a friend. But similarly, we don't stay friends with people if they're not honest with us, if they don't share with us how things are going. And I think that element of authenticity can sometimes be absent from donor communication. In times like these, and times like these, when so much is uncertain, when there's so much uncertainty and dysregulation and fear out there, it's disingenuous for a nonprofit to kind of say, don't worry, we got this. I think it's more honest for nonprofits to say, wow, we've never experienced a problem like this before, but here's how we think we're going to tackle it. Or this is new territory for us, and here's how we're going to go work this problem together. It's not about panicking or sending an email to all of your donors saying, we don't know what we're doing, but it is about having those conversations that really speak to an authentic point of view, that invite honesty by showing honesty. And honesty and authenticity, those are things that we build relationships on, and relationships are how we build our community. So think about your communications. The other thing is take some time and really analyze any kind of like known rules about your donors or volunteers or clients. Like if there's anything in your organization where the phrase is, we can never do this or we must always do this, none of our volunteers want to donate money because all of our volunteers are really just committed to giving their time. No donors in this category want to hear about programs like this. No clients want to come to events like this. Like any sort of broad rule that you're sketching out is really could be false because it could be based on good information that was good information 5 years ago or 3 years ago or 6 months ago. Is it true for everybody? The reason I tie this to community is because when we put donors or clients or volunteers or whoever in very neatly labeled and clearly defined lanes, and we attribute specific behaviors to those lanes, we're we're segmenting people, and we're keeping people away from each other. Now, I know what you're going to say. We've got to do some segmentation. Absolutely, right? We're not sending every email to every person. There are some emails or some communication pieces that are more appropriate for one group versus the other. Absolutely true. What I'm suggesting, though, is that in order to really build an authentic community around the cause you're fighting for, it might behoove you to take a closer look at some of these so-called rules or these kind of unimpeachable ideas and analyze them. And are they really true? Are they really serving us? Or is it just a shorthand or a shortcut that we might be able to avoid? The third element of building a community, it's probably the most literal one, and it seems very simple, but are there opportunities, events, situations where not all of your community is welcome? The biggest offender in this category is kind of like the traditional model of a gala, where the organization is throwing an event based on what they think the donors want to see and what the donors want to experience. The people that they serve, other community partners, may not be invited to or feel welcome at or be valued to attend these events. That's a really clear example of how you're working against the idea of community, because you're reinforcing an idea of there's the donors and then there's everybody else. There's these people, then there's these people, and these two groups of people don't connect. So, is there an opportunity to rethink your special event? Is there an opportunity to rethink how you are bringing people together, how you are inviting clients and other community partners in to hear about the mission and your success and to engage them? Is there a different way to do it? And honestly, these days, I think that's the most important question we can ask when we're thinking about community building amongst our nonprofit and especially amongst our donors. Is there a different way to do this? I think any strategy we've had pre-COVID is probably garbage. Any strategy, almost any strategy pre-2025 might be a little shaky as well. The times call for us to reimagine ways to re-engage. It calls for us to be creative, to try new things, to have that spirit of camaraderie, of connection, of experimentation. All these things are how we can build a community. So, if this sounds like something you want to start doing, then I want to help you do it. When I work with clients through my Align and Accelerate program, I help them ask these questions and dig into these ideas. So it's not just about doing the same kind of fundraising in a different tenure or a different model. It's about doing fundraising in a different way that celebrates your mission, that elevates your mission, and does the most good we can do, because I believe your mission is worth it. And if you believe your mission is worth it, then we should be working together. So reply to this message and let's get started. All right. Keep up the great work. We'll talk to you soon.